How much vitriol do we have to see of honk honk, which is an acronym for Hail Hitler, do we need to see by these protesters on social media?
Canada, meet your mental health minister. She has this thing with honk honk. Cuckoo. Joe Rosanel with the front line with Joe and Joe. Once again, let us go into the breach. More Canadian gaslighting. This woman says she believes honk honk is equivalent to Heil Hitler. Okay, whatever. Play the clip.
How much vitriol do we have to see of honk honk, which is an acronym for Hail Hitler, do we need to see by these protesters on social media?
You see, the fly in the ointment is social media. The establishment controls the media. It's the tool to control the people, and free voices on social media have to be censored. That is what this woman is aiming for. That is why she's gaslighting people like myself. And by the way, I've never said honk honk, nor have I ever said or believe in Heil Hitler. This is unacceptable news. Climate alarmism at its best. Play the clip.
I think, when we go to the G7 or the G20 or even a COP, everyone is looking at what everyone else is doing. And there's a bit of a, I'd say healthy competition between us. Oh, well, the US is doing that. Why aren't we doing that in Canada? And our friends from the environmental movement will be quick to point these things out to us, rightly so. And true of Europe and other international partners. So I think Canada showing up to the G20 and say, hey folks, remember in 2009 we made that collective agreement and we were going to phase out fossil fuel subsidies? Well, here's what we did in Canada. We did it 2 years earlier. This is our framework. Who wants to do better? And then maybe our framework will improve over time. Will be even better. And that's how we get to limiting global average temperatures from surpassing 1.5 degrees Celsius.
Trees over people. They believe they're saving the world. Actually, I don't think they do believe it. They believe in taking power from you. They're surely not Superman. Superman didn't save the world, and God knows Justin Trudeau isn't going to either. Blast from the past. Justin Trudeau says using protests to demand changes to public policy is something that I think is worrisome. Justin, that's just what a protest is all about. As long as it's peaceful, there's nothing wrong with that. That's what a democracy is. Play the clip. You see, if you disagree with Justin Trudeau, that is worrisome. You see, that's what it's all about. No protests allowed. No protests for you. Ladies and gentlemen, meet Justin Trudeau's new cabinet. I expect great things from these people, and you should too.
I want to play a 1-minute video for you. I love this guy. And I want to say this real quick. I'm going to play the video. And I love this guy. And it's one of the reasons why the anger in me reaches a very high level when it comes to listen to number 10 in the video that he mentions, that group of people, why I hate them so much, because that group of people would call this guy all sorts of names.
There are 10 things that black students don't need. Number 1, we don't need affirmative action. Yes. Number 2, we don't need equity. Number 3, we don't need to be pandered to. Number 4, we don't need you to dumb down test scores in order for us to thrive. Number 5, we don't need a school system promoting victim mentality. Number 6, we don't need the soft bigotry of low expectations as we have heard from other people. We don't need, number 7, critical race theory or intersectionality. Number 8, we don't need reparations or any more welfare states. Number 9, we don't need to be propped up as the darlings of the LGBTQ community.
And here's the kicker.
Number 10, we don't need white liberals telling us that they know what's best for us.
Jagmeet Singh, inspired by the new mayor of Toronto, Olivia Chow. He's riding a bike everywhere. I think it's a good look. What do you think? I want you to look at this picture of Dougie Ford. One of two things is happening. He either has some type of political idea he's about to drop on Toronto, which will leave everyone befuddled, or he's eyeing a tray of sausage and peppers. My guess he's eyeing a tray of sausage and peppers.
Here's the thing. If I'm having a party of some kind, if I'm walking down the street, if I'm driving my car to work, and because of your wokeness, you're going to try to prevent me from living my life, then I'm going to have a problem with you. I'm going to have a real problem with you. Because what you're doing is, in your narcissistic, self-absorbed worldview, believing the lies of climate change, you think you're going to disrupt the rest of society. I'd like to break it to you. You're not revolutionaries. Your cause is empty. I will say this about communism. Communism was a real cause. There's a part of me that understands the impulse to want to believe in communism. So I don't dismiss communism as to be something to be dismissed. But environmentalism, this nonsense, that orange powder that they put over billiard tables and on the windows of banks when they stand in front of the street while people are trying to get to work. Listen, you stop a blue-collar guy from trying to get to work where he's going to earn the money to feed his family, then guess what? You get what you deserve. That's right. Drag his ass off the street and let the traffic keep going and arrest him. That is not peaceful protest. I don't care what the left says. Oh, it's the person who's trying to peacefully protest. You're not peacefully protesting when you're preventing people from living their lives. You want a peaceful protest? You want me to give you an example of an effective peaceful protest? The March on Washington. That happened every year for over 50 years. You talk about patience. You talk about not doing what this bearded idiot did and sitting in the front of the street or putting orange powder on a on a pool table while a couple of guys are trying to play snooker in a world championship and making a scene. The March for Life. Humble people marching from the mall to the Supreme Court, asking Almighty God to change things.
The I Hate Dougie Ford lady is back again talking about Canada's healthcare system. Play the clip.
I don't know if you saw the other video, but I wanted to give you an update and also kind of break down exactly why I have so much hatred for Doug Ford. So obviously I didn't go to that walk-in clinic. I said thanks anyways and hung up and went to a different walk-in clinic. That's not the point though. The point isn't about, it's like, oh, just go to another walk-in clinic. The point is that it never should have happened to begin with. It's also strange that they even suggested that I see their registered nurse, and I'm like, can she prescribe me anything? Like, what is the point? I don't even know why they even pitched that to me. And I want to thank everyone in the comments that helped me out and said, hey, like, you should really reach out to your MP and MPP and kind of see what they can do. And I did. And I asked, like, what can we do in the future when someone says this to us? Because you're not prepared for someone to say something absurd to you, like, hey, pay for this service you really don't need because they're not a doctor. And also the point is that we never had to pay out of pocket ever for anything since we've been public. So that is kind of the point, is that now Doug Ford is scaling back substantially what OHIP is covering.
Couple points. Canada's healthcare system isn't what it's cracked up to be. I say that for all my American listeners. Everyone in America always points to Canada thinking that everything is free. That's not the case. Know why? Because nothing in life is free. You should have learned that by the time you're 18. That's point one. Point two, this woman hates Dougie Ford. I think she needs to go to the Ford Fest, hold hands, sing Kumbaya, eat a burger, drink a beer, and basically give Dougie Ford a big hug. I think you'll feel better.
Here's my thing about a lot of these wokesters out there. My thing is this. If you think that a particular work, let's say Hamlet, let's say Julius Caesar, let's say Snow White, is something that you want to change, it's something you don't like about it. You don't like that she's Snow White, or Hamlet and all the people in the play are a bunch of white people, okay? Same with Julius Caesar or anything else, okay? Then create your own art. I'm not opposed to it. I mean, I'm a big movie guy. Okay. When I see, let's say, what they call black cinema, movies told, primarily from the point of view of a black director, a black writer with black actors and black experiences, I will look at it as a movie. And if it's a good movie, I'll watch it. And if it's not a good movie, I won't watch it. Okay. But create your own work of art. Now, what I object to here is that Rachel Zegler says she's bringing a modern edge to Disney's Snow White. And Gail Godot says she's not going to, Snow White's not going to be saved by the prince. The original was recently criticized for its non-consensual kiss with Prince Charming. So, as we all know the story, Snow White's sleeping, Prince Charming comes in, but she's sleeping. She can't consent to the kiss. So I assume that Gail Godot would think that Prince Charming raped Snow White. I'm not putting words in her mouth. I'm just saying that's my interpretation of what she's saying. And at the end of the day, I'm going to go back to the same point. If you don't like Snow White, rather than criticize Snow White, make your own Snow White. Call her whatever you want. Change the story however you want. Make it however you want. But by all means, don't tear down something that you didn't create. Because when you do that, you show your true colors. You're not a creator. You're a destroyer. The people that created Snow White are creators. Let's listen to this nonsense.
You said you were bringing a modern edge to it.
It's no longer 1937, and we absolutely wrote a Snow White that
she's not going to be saved by the prince.
She's not going to be saved by the prince, and she's not going to be dreaming about true love. She's dreaming about becoming the leader she knows she can be, and the leader that her late father told her that she could be if she were.
Okay, that's enough of that drivel. I don't want to subject you all out to any more of these two nitpicks.
To all my Canadian American friends, if you like what we do on the front line, I'm asking you to give $1. Just $1. Production costs money. We do it for you. We are self-funded, and $1 goes a long way. That's less than a cup of coffee. In Canada, a cup of coffee might cost $5, so you're getting off easy. Please, just give us $1, and we'll keep the content coming your way. God bless you, and remember, stay free.